Hi, girls. My name is Karen Carrillo.
I'm Carolina Jana Sanchez Padilla.
Hello, I'm Maria Fernanda Garzón Uribe. Hello, girls. How are you?
Hi, Mafe. I'm pretty good. What about you?
Really fine, thank you. I haven't seen you for a long time, really, even through a screen. How have you been doing? Are you studying or working or something like that? Where do you live now? Tell me all about it, please.
Yes, honey, I like see you again. At the moment, I'm studying digital marketing and working in a company show. Here in England, I have a lot of things to do now. I like in weekend discover new places, and I like to eat new dishes of the region. In generally, all fine. And I live in Oxford.
Oh, that sounds good. It's really nice.
I'm surprised, really. I'm still living in Colombia. Nothing new, really. But I recently traveled to Egypt to visit, but I would not like to leave my country.
Oh, I'm just living in the US and working for a important company, like a community manager. But I'm happy because 1 week ago, I went to visit Canterbury Cathedral with a friend, and it made me think about the different relations in the UK and Colombia, and it was really interesting.
Uh, I miss Colombian. Really miss Colombian. It's different here. The beginning was terrible to be here. But I think that the most difficult is my religion.
Okay. Speaking of which, look, I went to mass today, but it was so long. I almost couldn't connect. Karen, I have a question for you. How do you go to mass? Are there Catholics like here in Colombia?
Of course, there are Catholics, but it's not easy. I'm Catholic, and excuse me. And Colombian, I always went every Sundays to miss. And here, the religion more popular is the Anglican, where in Lib it's difficult find a Catholic church.
Oh, I can relate to that. As a Catholic living in the US, have had adjust to different religions landscapes, but found that there are many Catholic churches and communities here and have been able to connect with them. And did you know that the Anglican Church in the UK is the official state church and that the monarch is the head of the church?
Yes, I hear about that. So they are very different from a religion now, because here in Colombia, Catholicism predominate more than other religions. But I remember that is because Catholicism has its roots in the processes of conquest and colonization by Spain after 1492, I think. In this process, the imposition of an European Catholic culture determined the exclusion of any other religions manifestations on Colombian soil.
Because I believe that is interesting how arrived the Anglican religion to England. Do you heard about the king of the six get married? The man was married 6 times, and one of his women killed him.
No. And do any of you know how that happened? I mean, how did it get to where we know it today? I think it will help us understand better what we're talking about, because right now, really, I don't understand very well.
I found out that the King Enrique VIII was afraid of the Papa in this year. But Enrique at I wanted to get divorced, and the Papa said, "No, no, no." and Enrique in on 1534 and founded to Anglican Church because his wife Catalina de Aragon did not give him any male children. This happened in the dynasty of the Turk. Then there was a lot of war between the two religions as the pilgrim of pilgrim of grace.
Imagine all that implies knowing about history, because it is very important to know where all our beliefs come from. Being a Catholic, I have managed to understand that Catholicism has its origin in the time of Jesus, obviously. In the figure of the Apostle Peter, I don't know if you remember that. He was the first pope, and according to the New Testament, Jesus said, like, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that. There's a big part of Catholic traditions, and it's cool to think about how the Anglican Church also comes from Christian history, and but in a different way. The Anglican Church was influenced by people who want to change some of the Catholic Church teaching, but we have shared common Christian background, and it is interesting to note to the Anglican Church is still an important part of the life in the UK, with the Queen serving at the head of the Church of England. And suddenly, the UK had a big war from a 1642 and 1651, sorry, called the English Civil War, where people fought about religions and who should be in church. Many Catholics were persecuted and killed during the time. It was a very sad uh, and difficult time for the country.
I believe that while lays is respecting freedom, we will have avoided too much bloodshed if we have respect to that we all have the right of our belief in what we want. And in the United Kingdom, there were many deaths just because the king wanted to impose their own beliefs.
I agree with you. Respecting freedom and individual beliefs are important. In Colombia, Catholic was imposed by the Spanish colonizers, just like how the UK's monarch imposed our own beliefs. It's a sad part of history, but he can learn from it.
I never imagined that everything was so different and at the same time so similar. It's incredible how the culture, the religion, and the politics of each nation has its own stamp.
Years will follow in winter. This topic is very interesting, but I have to go.
Oh, don't worry. This is not a big deal. Can have a nice conversation in another moment. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you both again very soon.
Here, thank you very much for this time.
Excuse me.
Who will say, bless you, who will say that talking with friends, you learn so much, really. Thank you for the call. See you later.
See you,
Bye.
girls.